What is going on? Back in the shop. Today is Tuesday. Got away from my desk for a few minutes talking about Beetlejuice. We got it. We did some work to it early on and we kind of paused. Before we go any further, storm work, kind of a big deal, kind of happening a lot frequently, kind of a really good work opportunity, kind of a really good money-making opportunity if you guys are interested. If you have a 3/4 ton truck, if you like money, if you like being around cool dudes that are like-minded, that are super motivational, and we just keep growing and thriving and striving to be better, then you need to do some storm work with us. We got a rodeo training day coming up on February 1st. We have our practice tree shootout on the 31st. So Friday the 31st, be here for our practice tree shootout. You don't want to miss that. Ton of great, amazing sponsors. And then the following morning, we have our storm training day. It's a great gig. We work all over the United States, so it's not specific. If you can't, sorry, it's not specific to location. If you can't be here, that's fine. Send me an email. Have it up on the screen. We can get you working. We can get you trained remote. But if you are local, if you are a couple hours away, it's probably worth your while to drive down here, meet us, and put a name to a face, and we'll do some work this year. But yeah, all right, let's get into this. We got Beetlejuice. We got Beetlejuice, more formally known as the OG. More formally known as El Diablo. One of the baddest radial cars on planet Earth. And we've had it under wraps, literally, under a car cover so it can get scratched up sitting here. We were waiting a while for some heads and some other stuff, and it gave me a good opportunity to work on Hank, which, as you can see, Hank is sitting nice. I just got to trim the bullhorns up and we're done with the turbo kit on that. And yeah, we were kind of in limbo, waiting for parts, waiting for a different set of heads that were going to change how we build the turbo kit. Got all our turbo material here. We got our turbos right here. We got our motor set in there. We got our motor plate. We got our Williams Fab oil pan on there. We got our oil pump ordered. We have our front cover with fuel pump drive. We have a lot of stuff for this thing, and it's officially time to get the ball rolling. We want to have this thing out come spring. It's already wired. It's already set up with a transmission. I got to get a converter for it. We already got the drive shaft. It's already got a rear end. It's already got wheels and tires. We just need to set the motor in with the oil system, plumb the fuel system, build a turbo kit. That's right up my alley. I don't do wiring. I don't do chassis fab. Doesn't really need either of those. So we're good to go. This is what we got going on. We have an LS motor. So the reason why there was a holdup on why we're doing things is because there's just a couple heads out there on the LS platform that if you use them, you will have to modify your turbo kit if you had a turbo kit built on a normal head. So pretty much any LS head, if you're getting LS3, LS1, LS2, I don't know why I have an LS2, but any 1, 2, 6, any of those, which are the cathedral port. The port up here is different. The exhaust port is in the same exact location. LS3, ports in the same location, just different shape, so the intake would be slightly different. Exhaust in the same location. LS7, again, port is a little bit different shape, exhaust in the same location. So, that being said, if you build a hot side of a turbo kit, you can bolt them all up no matter what head you're running. You might have to change your intake, which then might change a little bit of the cold side, but for the most part, the meat and potatoes, the hot side of the turbo kit will fit. Now, like I said, there's a couple heads out there that have either a custom flange or like a lowered or raised port location where they have a raised intake location or a lowered exhaust port location, that's kind of important, because if you build the turbo kit off of a set of mock-up heads like this is just a stock 317 casting, the turbo kit wouldn't fit when you put your actual motor in there. That's something we want to avoid at all costs. We want it to bolt up beautifully. So I was waiting because we didn't know what heads we were going to run. We were going to run some mass black labels. We were going to run some race designed heads that had different port. Time is of the essence. We want to get rolling with this thing. We want to go and get the hydraulic roller record back from Kenny Dangler and those guys. So we went up to TKM, got some heads, and you know what? I said, let's get this turbo kit built. Let's get everything in there. Let's get it fired up. Let's go to the track. And then if we build a separate motor that has that different stuff, screw it. We'll just build a whole nother turbo kit because I can do it. So we've made the executive decision to build the turbo kit. I got these headers right here. These are pretty, I don't know if I showed these on the channel yet. Kind of like a log style manifold, but 2-inch primary. The reason we're going to run these over the Flotex are we're going to run turbos kind of back and down at an angle. At least I think. That's where they're supposed to go. That's where I would like them to go, making them fit there. You got to deal with this, you got to deal with this, you got to deal with heat, and then what you can do with the cold side, you're either going to run the cold side up into the front like that, or you're going to run it around the back, tight radius, 90s on each side, have a throttle body here, and then have it kind of bend out. More than likely, we'll have it facing forward, and then we'll just run the piping through here. We're going to run some TISS Fab exhaust. They have a deal right now. Go on their website. I'll put it up on the screen. Crazy discounts. Super nice material. Titanium exhaust is one of my favorite things to weld, to work with, and it sounds great and it looks great. So check out TISS Fab. They also got a bunch of stainless up there. They got flanges and clamps, so check them out. Smoking deal. And if you use, I think it's like LS Nasty 30, I'll check, I'll put it on the screen. Someone's gonna get a very, very, very heavy discount. I'm sorry, my phone is just going off every time I try to talk. I'm back again. See how far we can go without getting another phone call. What was I talking about? I don't know. We got these headers. I think they're gonna work great. I have to modify them. Got to get the turbos mounted. I'm probably gonna run a mount, just like a bar off of the chassis, and then mount the turbo on there. Exhaust is going to go out here, so everything back towards the firewall. It should look really nice, but it's time to get to work and stop talking about it. We got the motor set up in there. I got some spacers ordered up for the motor plate. Like I said, we have an Aviade custom oil pump that they made to get around that down bar right there. So we have an oil pump already figured out. We got a balancer for the motor. We got a fuel pump drive off of the cam. Super simple, easy accessory drive setup, and then if we run our cold side up through here right to the motor, it should look very good. So I'm excited about it. As far as this hole in the bumper, I don't know. I mean, I don't see any reason to change the fuel tank other than it just has a hole there. Probably do something with the hole in the bumper itself. Maybe we'll make like some ducting that goes all the way back to it. Really confuse people. Don't really plan on cutting holes in the hood, but for the most part, I want it to be as like stock appearing or not molested any further than it already is. So that's our tentative game plan right now. We got the heads for the motor, waiting on head gaskets. We got everything to put the motor together. Like I said, we got the balancer, fuel pump drive, got the fuel pump. So we got everything, so we should really be able to get the ball rolling on this thing and get it together. So this one's very technical. The placement, packaging is going to be important. I got all my aluminum here, and I got my stainless as well. So Race Parts Solutions, we got all aluminum we're going to do on the cold side. I got some 4-inch, and then I got some 3-inch. So depending on whether we're going to go forward or backwards, I have enough to route it either way. And shout out to Race Parts Solutions because I got all my flanges. I got my GT55 turbo outlet flange. These are some really cool turbos. It's S400 base, so S400 chassis. But it's got a GT55 front cover on it, so I'm excited to run these. Billet center section, they're badass. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get to work. Start mocking up these headers. They're gonna face backwards, so this one will actually go over here like this. As you can see, it doesn't quite fit. So what I see happening is I'm going to cut the flange off. God, this is going to make me sick to my stomach. And weld a piece out to push the log a little bit further out. and then it needs to be like right there. And that'll also give us some good spark plug clearance as well. Listen, I don't like modifying headers. If I get into a spot where I can't do it, you know, I'm calling my boy James at Hippie Fabrication, and he'll make it all right. But yeah, there you go. Beetlejuice is back. Everyone's asking for a Beetlejuice update. Sorry, not much of an update, but we're gonna start rocking and rolling on it now. And once we get the turbo kit done, it's plummet and have some stuff repinned on the wiring, put a transmission in there, and we should be ready to go. So this thing should come together really quick. We already got the motor done, TKM power plant. It's gonna be set up full hydraulic roller, and I'm excited. Thanks for Johnson Lifters. Randy over there always takes care of me. Kevin, John Boy, and everybody up at TKM Performance does an amazing job. We're big support from Manly on this one. We're running a Manly billet crank, so I'm excited about it. Billet center counterweight. I think we're gonna try to go 3s on a billet crank. So I got to get an intake ordered up. I don't know what I'm gonna do intake wise. Comment down below your favorite intake. It's LS3 port, low pro. Probably gonna do forward facing, not carbs. Could do carb style. We could do carb style. I don't know. I don't want anything going like over near the valve covers, because technically I could hydraulic roll. We're not going to be messing with it at all. So I don't know. Lots of thinking. It's like playing chess, not checkers. So we'll be very strategic with it. But that's going to wrap it up. Get this video out for you guys today on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the 31st for our practice tree shootout. We'll see you on the 1st for our storm training day. And if you're interested in storm work, send me an email, john.recovery@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.